questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, budgets reflect an administration's values or lack thereof. And I realize a lot of this happened before you came, so we're looking for you
For 2020,
to try to right the wrong. The international affairs budget proposal that President Trump now has sent to Congress 2 years in a row brings with it a clear message to the world that the United States has no interest in maintaining our global leadership role because of the cuts. It's a budget that makes Americans less safe. And as you know, I'm not alone in feeling this way. Over 150 retired generals and admirals, former secretaries of state from both parties, Fortune 500 CEOs, and religious leaders all agree that the administration's proposed cuts to the international affairs budget would have a devastating effect on U.S. global leadership. So why are all these people wrong? In the last 2 years, Congress restored the cuts. Is Congress wrong, too? Like to hear your views on it, and I hope you'll lead us into a more enlightened path than we've seen so far.
Ranking Member Engel, thanks for the question. Here's the commitment I've made to the team at the State Department, the commitment I've made to President Trump, the commitment I'll make to you here today. I will ensure that the State Department has every dollar it needs to achieve its mission around the world. You mentioned the international affairs budget. There's humanitarian assistance money. There's lots of different pieces of the State Department's budget. I'll make sure we have every single dollar we need and not $1 more.
And I hope not $1 less.
Every dollar we need, not $1 more.
This past March, Ranking Member Cummings, Senator Menendez, and I wrote to the State Department expressing concern over allegations that senior officials, including the Director of Policy Planning, retaliated against career State Department employees based on their national origin or because they were perceived as not sufficiently loyal to the President. Do you believe officials who targeted career employees in this way should be working at the State Department?
I do not.
Thank you. In the letter I sent with Ranking Member Cummings and Senator Menendez, we requested access to emails and other documents, a request that Heather Nart confirmed to the press would be granted. So far, we haven't heard anything. Can you give us an idea of when will we be granted access to those documents?
I can't, but I will get you an answer. You have my commitment. I'll have you an answer on the timeline by the end of this week.
Okay. Thank you. And finally, you said, and I agree with you, that Russia is working to interfere in this year's election, just as it did in 2016. Has the administration done enough to deter and countering Russian interference in our next election, which is only 6 months away?
Indeed, elections are ongoing, as you all know better than I do, right? We have primary elections going on even as we speak. There's a great deal more work to do. Having said that, I'm incredibly proud of the work that this administration has done in countering Russia. It is light years better than was done in the previous administration. I could go on for a long time speaking about them. I'm happy to enumerate them if you'd like to do so. But I have to say, there's more work to do. We have not been able to achieve deterrence, effective deterrence of some of these efforts of the Russians. But this administration has taken enormous efforts to push back against Russia that haven't been done in an awfully long time, either here in the United States or, frankly, from our partners who are even more threatened by Russia than we are in Europe and elsewhere.
So is it your position that the administration has forestalled the next attack on our democracy? Because if so, I haven't seen it.
No responsible government official would ever state that they believe they've done enough to forestall any attack on the United States of America. We work diligently at it each day. We reduce threats. We take them from the battlefield. We take them from the economic sphere. We reduce them diplomatically. We work at it hard every day. But I'll never share with you that I believe we've accomplished that to 100% certainty.
Okay. I look forward to working with you on all these issues. There are obviously many important issues. Our support for Israel, Iran's aggression, and we can go on. And I hope that this committee can be a partner with you. Our views may diverge, but we're all Americans and we all care about these issues. And I think it's very important to discuss them, to have hearings, and we're glad that you're here this morning.
Yes, sir. I'm counting on the partnership of this committee on both sides of the aisle.
Okay, thank you.
Ileana Ross.